Hello friends, welcome to Cook to Nourish. Today's recipe is that of gluten-free rotis using a ready-made gluten-free flour blend. Now this blend is one that I have tried for this roti and it contains a mix of rice flour, whole grain brown rice flour, sorghum or jowar, tapioca starch and potato starch. It also has a little bit of xanthan gum in it. Now we'll need 2 cups of this flour uh, for this recipe that I'm going to show you. So that's 1 cup, and this flour is like really light, much lighter as compared to your whole wheat flour. But the measurements, the proportion of water and flour is what I'm going to tell you. So we have 2 cups of the flour here, and I have 3/4 teaspoon of sea salt that I've added just so that the rotis have some salt in it, and I'm going to add maybe about 2 teaspoons of olive oil, or you can also use avocado oil. And now the most important thing is this water. As you can see, what I have is like water that had been boiling until now, so it's really hot. So you need really hot water, and I am going to add half a cup at a time, a total of 1.5 cups of hot water to this juice so that I get a proper dough. Now watch as I'm doing now. I have not fast forward this video, but it's you need to add the hot water, although you're adding it in portions of 3, like half a cup at a time, and then but you have to add it basically within 2 minutes, meaning that your water has to be really hot. I cannot stress that enough. If your water is not hot, and if it it cools down even a little bit, then you will have trouble rolling the chapati or the roti. So that's why the water has to be very hot. And yeah, so now we've added the entire 1.5 cups of hot water, and as you can see, the dough is become pretty much wet. So now I'm just kind of stirring it to mix, making sure that there's no dry flour in the bottom. Like everything needs to be mixed, or everything needs to become wet. So that's what I'm trying to do here with this spatula. And again, I'm using the spatula because, as you can imagine, this dough is very hot right now because of the hot water. But after a couple minutes of mixing with the spoon, now I'm going to touch and see if it's still warm. It's like really warm, hot warm, but you need to finally get in there with your hands and make a nice dough. I'm going to add a dash of more oil, like about a teaspoon or a couple teaspoons more, if that's what you would need to make it less sticky and smooth. Okay, so and then I just continue to kind of knead it using my hands, even though it's hot at this point. And then now we start rolling it. You just put some of the same flour, and divide the dough into small balls, about like a ping pong size ball, and then we'll roll it out. I can actually roll it out even with, and make sure you cover the dough while you're making the rotis, because it should not get dry. Now I can roll the doughs even just like that without parchment paper, as long as I use sufficient flour to coat it. So see, this is the kind of dough you get when you use really hot water. If your water cools down, you will not be able to roll it like this. Oops, that's okay. It's a little bit more softer and stickier than regular whole wheat dough, but see how it can still come together like this. And now I have a cast iron pan that had been heating for 5 minutes before, so it's really hot, and the flame is on medium high. 1 minute on side and then flip it. Don't flip it before 1 minute. See the brown spots that you see on it? So that will take about a minute to come, and so only after that you flip it. And now another minute on the other side, and then flip it back. And now press it with the spatula, so you can see it's puffing up. See, slowly. So when you press it down upon it, it will start to puff up. Both same thing, both sides, and that's it. So about 2.5 minutes of cooking. Now I'll show you another way of cooking these. This is like your fulka style. Again, about 1 minute, right? Don't flip it before 1 minute. It's about 1 minute now. So you see the faint brown spots. And now cook it for about 30 seconds on this side. And now using a pair of tongs, what I'm going to do is flip it onto the the flame. And you're trying to make like real fulka style, Indian style fulka. See how it's all puffing up? One more time on the other side. And that's it actually. See, it's all nicely cooked. It's completely cooked and you can take it out now. So now next I'm going to show you how to make puris with the same dough. You can use the same dough to make puris. Now here I'm just showing you how to roll it between two parchment papers. So if you are not comfortable rolling it just like that, you'll use parchment paper. And now for the puris, you have to make them smaller than a roti, the size, and also slightly more thicker than a roti. And you need the puris to be a little bit thicker and then they puff up nicely. Though now here for deep frying I'm using coconut oil, or you could also use ghee or some other oil like avocado oil. And within like a few seconds, see how it puffs up, and then you flip it and it puffs up all over, see, beautifully. That's your wonderful puri. That's it. So about 1 minute your puris are ready. 30 seconds each side, as long as both of them fluff, and then make sure you drain as much oil as you can. And that's your gluten-free rotis, really soft, and puris ready. Enjoy. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.